All right, everybody, we're back. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of technical difficulties, but guess what? The show must always go on. Again, I'm Kamari Ellis, the Finance Rebel. This is the Finance Rebel Show. So today we are doing something a little bit different. This isn't Wednesday. This isn't Saturday. This is Thursday. But Thursday was the day that I can get Brandi on. So I've been trying to track down Brandi, get her on so she could tell us all about her new business venture and how you too can make money renting out cars, whether it be your own personal car or whether you buy cars. The technology is here and Brandi's here to help us navigate through all this. So if you have a side business or want to start a side business, if you have a full-fledged business, this is something you can do as well. So again, without further ado, hey Brandi, how you doing?
Hi, Kamari.
There we go. No echo. All right, everybody in the audience, please put a 1 in if you hear no echo. Please put a 1 in if you hear no echo. But Brandi, while we're waiting, tell us about yourself and what you do.
So, I'm a mom. I'm a single mom of one. My son is 12 years old. I work a 9-to-5 job. I also taught my son how to get into the vending industry. So he has candy vending. He started that when he was 9. So he does have a lot of spots. And then I'm in real estate. I do real estate investing. And I just recently, like you alluded to, got into the car rental industry.
So you didn't just get into it though. You got into it with a storm, right? So, all right, cool. So we got some ones. We got some ones in the chat. Everybody can hear us. There's no echo. Perfect. So listen, like I said, I've been trying to get Brandi on as she just read the resume down to y'all. Ladies busy. The CV includes real estate, being a mom, which is the first priority, working a full-time job, and now in the car rental business. So Brandi, I know you're saying this is $1 billion industry, right? I mean, everybody can get into it. It's not just for Hertz or Dollar or what's the other one, Avis or any of those. Now your average individual.
Avis, Enterprise.
I forgot about Enterprise. But now your average individual can get involved in the rental car business. So how did you get into it? What made you get into it?
So what got me into the business was I actually learned it from somebody. Like I bought a course. I invested in myself as usual. I do a lot of investing in myself. And this was around like the pandemic time. So, it was kind of like a sit around. We had more time to kind of sit around and learn new things and new skills and things of that nature. And when I got it, I looked into it, but the hang up that I had on it was the credit part. Because like, I have credit. I don't have like the best credit, but I have credit. I have cash, but I didn't want to get into more debt, if that makes sense. A lot of people try to push you to credit and get credit and credit. And it's good for things, but a lot of us are like, we kind of push ourselves into more debt and we're not ready to get out of it. So that took me, and I was just like, nah, I'm not going to do it. I'll just, sit on it. I sat on it for a little while. And then, like I said, the pandemic hit hard. And like everybody was like, stop. Nobody was doing anything. And I decided, let me check more into this. So when I checked more into it and actually deep dived it, I noticed that, you actually don't need credit. Like if you have a few $1,000s and you could buy like just a good car for a few $1,000s, you could kind of just go get that car and, put it on a platform and get it going and make some money. And you actually would start getting your return a lot faster than if you had a car payment every month.
So let me get this right? Because I'm seeing everybody in the social media space, all the quote unquote social media gurus who basically you started to do something for 5 minutes and that are now experts are buying the Range Rovers, the Mercedes Benz, the Lexuses, and everybody is talking about how they can do this and get plenty of income by renting these cars out on these new platforms. You're saying you don't need the fancy schmancy car. You just need a reliable car that you can put on a platform and you can make money from it. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct. And actually, the cars that are the reliable A to B everyday cars, those are the cars that actually make the most money. So they push out more because they're out longer. Whereas like, the like you said, the fancy cars that are like high end, those cars only go out at certain times. You know what I mean? And then not only that, because it's the type of car that it is, you don't want that car in like everybody's hands. Like everybody can't touch that car. Like just everybody can't buy a Lamborghini. So why would they be able to just rent it? Anybody. So the fancy cars, they rent, but when they rent for a higher ticket, right? But it's you maybe have it out for the weekend or a couple of days or maybe a video shoot or something like that. Whereas like with these A to B cars, these are like regular everyday people. It's just like real estate. Like you're giving someone a house to rent, and let's say a neighborhood, and they're I mean they're fine with where they live at, right? They don't need the big $600,000 home and things like that. They just need a good home to stay in. As long as it's clean, it's safe, and it's functional, it's good.
Right, right. Okay. So you during the pandemic, everything shut down. You took a course, kind of sat on it for a little while because you thought it was only for the high-end vehicles, and you see everybody out here flexing, getting into more debt. You said you didn't want to get into more debt, and then you decided to go this route. You decided to go this route and say, you know what? I want to get regular cars. So you did some more due diligence, some more research to figure out what the platforms wanted, right? So they don't all just don't want the high-end top of the line cars, right?
No. So so like you said, when I did a little bit more digging on what the platform wants, because like you can learn from anybody and learn what they're doing and their way of it. And not to say anybody's way is wrong. It's just that I look at it like that one way is not for everybody. So everybody's not going to start at the same place. So like I said, what I did was I just dug deeper into the actual platform and what their criteria was for a vehicle that is sitting on their platform. You see these high end cars, but do you really have to have these high end cars? And a lot of times, like when I'm talking to people, the first thing they're saying is, when I'm telling them like what they need and like what they can get, and they're like, I thought I had to get like a $20,000 or $40,000 vehicle. So they're like trying to like save up or trying to fix their credit or build their credit or do whatever to get these vehicles to get them on these platforms. And it's like, we've all had a hoopty at some point in time, like, and not to say it has to be a hoopty, but like a get around car, a car that was good to us, that got us where we need to go, and didn't, break down and just needed the regular things like the oil changes and the regular maintenance on them. That's all you need is a regular basic vehicle.
Okay. So did you start out renting out your own car? Did you buy a car specifically for this? Tell us about that journey.
So what I did was when I started I didn't start with my own car because that was the only car I had, and I was still going to work every day. It was like I had to get in my car and go. But what I did was I had a few $1,000s, saved away in a savings account, and it was just kind of sitting there, and the money was just accumulating. So, instead of it sitting there, I was just like, hey, what could I do with this money to, make it give me more money to come in? And like I said, when I found out and looked into the platform a little bit more and saw like what type of cars they would like and things like that, I was able to take that money, that was a couple $1,000s, and go out and look for a vehicle myself. Once I found the vehicle, I did the things, the due diligence that I need to do to get this car up and going, and then I just uploaded it to this platform. And once I uploaded it to this platform, lo and behold, somebody rented it a couple of days, after I uploaded it, and it was gone for like 4.5 months.
So this one car you just bought was rented out for 4.5 months. All right. So
Yeah,
listen, this is the Finance Rebel Show, right? So the finance is the first word. We got to talk about the money just a little bit. I ain't trying to get too in your business though. What's like the average rate to rent some of these
Mhm.
cars? Is it like regular enterprise rates where you're going from anywhere from $50 to $200 a day, or can you give us an idea of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So on this platform, pretty much like the high end, the higher that you see them would be like $70 a day, but like those are like newer cars because you have some people on the platform that have newer vehicles on there. They have like 2020s, 2019s, and 21s on there on the platform. So they try to get as much as they can. So it ranges, so it's anywhere. Um, it could be from 25 to about 70 bucks. So it can range
Okay.
from a day. It can range from
Okay.
that. That's the range.
Okay. And so just to be clear, you bought the car, you bought it in cash. There's no note on it, right?
Correct. I got title
Okay.
in
So
hand.
right, no payment. Okay. And then so now it's up. It's being out and rented. You did everything you were supposed to do. I know you have like a whole course for that. Um,
Hmm.
but what made you think this was possible? Like you weren't scared that somebody was going to like run off with your vehicle or anything like that?
So no, I wasn't scared that anybody's going to run off with my vehicle. Um, what you do is once you get the car, you do need to put a tracker on the car. So I have trackers on my cars. And basically these trackers track where they're at all times. It tracks them, but they also have kill switches on them. So anytime they're like, if maybe they miss payments, or they're not responding and it's just going on and on, you can shut that vehicle down.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't really nervous or scared about it because of that. And then also when you think about it, you know, it's 2 to 3 thousand bucks. You know what I mean? Not saying it's not a lot, but like I would be more scared if I had a $40,000 vehicle out there. Somebody's like, going with it or whatever.
All right. So you spent, because you gave the number up, you spent about $3,000 on a car. You said it's any, I got to do the
Right.
math, right? I can't help it. Like people be like, Kamari, you always count my pockets. I'm like, I can't help it because that's how I'm
No, it's
trained.
fine.
But I'm not judging,
Right.
right? I'm not judging, but I do want
Right.
to give the audience a kind of understanding, right?
Context.
So, right. So if we're talking $25 a day at the low end, right? At 4 days, that's $100.
Mm-hmm.
You multiply that up, you ain't got no note. That
Right.
adds up real quick. Y'all can do the math. Y'all can do that math, right?
Right.
So let's that makes a
Right.
lot of sense. So 2 to 3 grand. Hmm. You got me thinking I might want to do it now. But I like it easy, simple, and plain. Though I don't like doing a whole bunch of work. So let me ask you, what year is the car that you
Right.
have out on the road?
So the one that I have out on the road is it's a 2012.
2012. So do you just have the one, or do you have multiples?
Mm-hmm. I have four.
So you got 4 cars out on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does it get hectic? Like, do you have to go see the people when you drop the car off, or do they pick it up and see you? Like, how does that normally work?
So I like you said in the beginning, I ran my resume down, so I'm doing a lot. So of course when I got into this, I wanted to get it try to get it as passive as possible. I know in the beginning I'm gonna have to like work it out to get it to that point.
Mhm.
But I started to put in systems to make sure that it was passive for enough for me because I do work a 9 to 5 job. So for instance, one of my cars went out on I think he got it on Friday or Tuesday, but he booked it for 7 days. And when he booked it, he wanted to pick it up on the weekday at 12 noon. Now, 12 noon on a weekday, I'm at work. So I have found a way. I got lock boxes on my vehicles. So I have lock boxes for each vehicle. So similar to the lock boxes that you see on homes when they're going to get sold and a realtor comes and they need to put the code in, same exact thing. It's just for a vehicle.
Mm.
So right before they pick it up, I'll give them the location where the car will be, and I'll take my car there about an hour or so, maybe a couple hours before, take my pictures, put the lockbox on, let them know it's here, and they'll come to pick it up. But before they pick it up, they'll reach out to me, send me the pictures of their IDs and things like that. go through their due diligence, and then I'll give them the lockbox code for them to get in.
Oh, wow. So it really is hands off for the most part. You don't have to interface with clients. You don't have to worry about them knowing who they are, trying to stalk you down. There's no money exchange, right? So you don't have to worry about somebody trying to rob you at the
No,
site. Okay. Okay. So you got 4
correct.
cars. You
I
got
don't
4.
see none of my renters.
Got you. Got you. You got 4 cars out on the street. Now, I did see a picture, and this is why I love what you're doing so much, because you're totally honest and transparent. One of your cars got into an accident, and you shared that with everybody.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
did you
my
flip
God.
out? Did you flip out when
That
they?
honestly, no. Honestly, like this, and I'm gonna just be honest. This renter, like when you're dealing on this particular platform, you're gonna deal with some people that are just like everyday people that always got an excuse for something, right? So this renter was like one of those people. So I was like dealing with her. She was a woman, and I was like, I understand and things like that. And when she got into the accident, she reached out to me. I was like, I'm so sorry, this, that, and third. And immediately, my empathy kicked in, and I'm just like, are you okay? Like, you know what I mean? It's
Right,
like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm like, that's all that matters. Like, you know what I mean?
right,
Like, even if this car costs more than what it costs, I still would
right,
be worried about your safety, right? So
right,
I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset because accidents are gonna happen. That's the name of the game. We have accidents in our regular car, so you just have to be prepared for it. Um, I know that on the platform, once you put the car on the platform, you do get the car is insured. Once the renter gets in it, it is insured, right? So I knew it was insured. I knew it was fine or whatever. I just had to start the process of getting it, going. Um, and that's what I basically did. I started the process. I got it going. It actually was in the impound. It got impounded because when she had the accident, it was like middle of the street, so they took it. But like I said, it's insured, so they reimbursed for all that. They gave
but
cash
you
out for all that. They
but you did have to put the money up front, right?
So I did put the money up front because I was trying to get my car out. I had already I was actually moving, and I'm gonna just be honest. I was moving as if it was my vehicle, like my personal vehicle. Like
Mhm.
when your personal vehicle gets into an accident, you automatically call to get somebody to come pick it up. You getting it, you calling your mechanic, you're doing all these things. I was moving in that way. But once I got the car, to my mechanic, and he did what he did, I called the platform, and I'm like, this is what's going on, because the renter was supposed to call and she didn't. So I contacted them, and the young lady on the other side was just like, hey, um, you could have left it there. We would have took care of it. What? You know what I mean? So it's just like that's what I mean. That's how hands on they are with everything. So like I could have just like not interrupted my day and my what I was doing in my life, and just called them and told them, hey, this is where it's at, and take care of it or whatever. And they would have transported wherever I wanted it to go and did everything for that. But I actually, like I said, like you said, I'm teaching good, the bad, the ugly. I don't want it to look sexy. You know what I mean? I want it to look what it is, because
Right,
some people
right,
get into things and they get into it because it looks sexy, and
right.
they don't understand that the people that are showing you sexy have been in this game for years, and they've went through the bad part of it, and now they kind of gliding through, and it's sexy, now. But you got to go through
Or
the first parts.
they just started 5 minutes ago and they faking the phone. But we ain't got to
That
talk
could
about
be
that.
it too.
Yeah, we ain't got to talk about that. Yeah, just
So
being honest. Just being honest. So you got 4 cars out on the street, right? They're not, again, the
hmm
Lambos, they're not the Range Rovers, they're not the Benzes, they're not the Lexuses, they're not the BMWs, right? Is it hard
correct.
to manage having 4? Like, how many cars do you think you personally could handle being out on the street?
um Never thought of that.
Because now I'm thinking about scale.
Personally, by myself, right? Absolutely, you always think about scale. um Personally, right now, I think by myself doing it, I think I could handle about 5, maybe 10 by
So 5 to
myself.
10. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But
Now,
again, you
if I did more, I would want somebody else to help me.
okay. But again, you know, you said you got people out for multiple months at a time renting vehicles, so that must make the day to
Mm-hmm.
day not as hard. Now, you said you're also in the real estate. From a cash flow perspective,
Mm-hmm.
which game do you like better, real estate or the car rentals?
The cars.
Really?
The cars, absolutely. Yeah. Like I like the real estate because, like of course, the money that I'm getting from the cars, I'm definitely gonna, park it into real estate because that's, it just is
That's
better
your
there
baby.
than just sitting around.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. But the cars bring in a good cash flow. You know what I mean? They bring in a good cash flow. That's just it. And instead of getting paid like, that once a month hit or whatever, um if let's say for instance, if somebody rent my car for the month, if they come and they say, hey, I want to rent it for the month of June, and they take it on June 1st, in 24 to 48 hours, I'll have that whole month's pay for that vehicle. And then they have time, like after the month is over, if they want to extend, which they normally do, they'll extend out, and they keep extending. So you're continuously like you're getting money in your account every single day. You know what I mean? So I say this, I always say like I'm money's always coming out of my account every single day. Every time I turn around, I gotta be swiping my card. Something going out. It's always a negative there. And I don't see money coming in every day. You see money coming in here and there, maybe every 2 weeks, maybe once a week or whatever. I never see money coming in every single day, right? So I I would say absolutely the cars.
Okay. Okay. Um, so I've been trying to track you down for a minute now, right? Like I said, everybody know you busy, 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 busy. But then
Not too busy for you.
now you're making me feel good. All right. But one of my buddies slash clients was like, I think I want to start doing this because it's him and his wife. She has a car, he has a car, but he barely uses his car. Now he's down there, I want to
Hmm.
say in like Augusta, Georgia, some like in the country somewhere. Do you think
Hmm.
this strategy will work somewhere like that? Or is it only for like big cities?
No, it definitely would work somewhere like that. I actually don't live in a big city. Like I live in a small town. It's not big at all. And this is another thing, like where I would speak about is knowing the market that you're in. A
Mhm.
lot of people will go out to get like bigger cars. Like I could have got a high end car if I wanted to, right? But I understood my market, and my market is I don't have a big airport where I live at, like at Atlanta or Cali or a metro area. We have like a little small airport, and you got to go to Philly to go to the big airport. But where I live at, it's a lot of like uh, Uber, Lyft drivers, and DoorDash and Grubhub and things like that, right? So I thought about that versus somebody coming in for a concert or somebody coming in and want to, show off the car or ride around and, have a nice time for the weekend or things like that. I'd rather go the economy way. So I would say yes, absolutely. This could work anywhere. It could work anywhere. And
Okay. Okay. So it can work
if you
anywhere.
have, let me just say too, if you have a vehicle that you're not using. So for instance, for example, one of my mentees I helped get into the business. She during the pandemic, she was home. She didn't go to work. She worked from home, like a lot of us. Started working from home and things like that. So her car was just sitting in her driveway. She was looking at it every day, things like that. So I started to talk to her about this opportunity or whatever, and she's like, I kind of like it. Like, I probably want to start. And I was like, what I would suggest is you're not driving your car, put your car on. If you, but don't, you cannot love your car. That's what I'm saying. Like, it can't be your baby. Like, you know what I mean? If somebody, you put somebody out there, or put your car out there. So she decided, she's like, okay, it wasn't like her baby, but it was her personal car. She put her vehicle out, and it went out for about like a week. And the other thing is that you don't have to extend. So like you don't have to allow them to extend. If they take it for a week, you say, okay, it's that week and that's it. But she let it go or whatever. And her car wound up going out for probably like 14 days or something like that. It was gone. And when it came back, it had like dirt in the inside, like on the carpets and stuff. And she sent me a picture of it, like, oh my gosh, you trashed my car, XYZ. Like, and I was just like, did you get paid though? And she's like, yeah, I did get paid. So she got like almost $600 for the lady having her car for 14 days. And then all she had to do was, like I told her, put a claim in, and they were able to give her they sent her a check for her car clean up and her gas. So it was like a no-brainer. After that, she went out and bought 2 cars, for her business. And she was just like, I'm gonna just do this. Like, I like it, because it's not really, like you said, it's not really a real hands-on situation. You just have to communicate with them. You can text them. You could talk to them through the app. The 4 months that the young lady had my car, I talked to her through the app. We text. I had her phone number. We text back and forth. I asked her to send me pictures of my car. Every month that it was gone, I just wanted to see like what it kind of looked like. I was going because I don't see it. You know what I mean? Make sure everything's good. And that's it. And if there's things that need to be done, like oil changes, tires, whatever, they can actually do it themselves. But you can, pay for the service and just say, hey, go take it over there. So it's like, it's their car. They're just going to get an oil change. It's already paid for. I just need to take it.
Now, do you have an account set up, like when they go get their oil changed, or how do you handle that?
So I have my oil changes. I get them done at the dealerships. So wherever, like, my dealerships, I live in New Jersey, so the dealership I go to is New Jersey. But if my car is going to a dealership in, like, let's say Pennsylvania or Philadelphia, that'll coincide. Like, once they put my phone number in, they'll see this is my car. Okay, we're taking care of this car here.
Okay, so do you have like an account there, or you just have to pay as when the service is done?
I pay when the service is done.
Okay, but they just handle everything over the phone.
But you can't get accounts. Yeah, you can't get accounts. Like, you can't get accounts with them.
So I gotta ask this question because I know somebody somewhere is going to ask this question, right? So do you own these cars personally, or do you have them under an LLC or a corporation name? How do you rock it?
So when I first started, I just wanted to see if it worked. So I started out under my own name. Like, just I put a car up under my own name, my insurance, whatever. But as of late, I'm transitioned over to LLC and putting in the business entity and things like that. The reason, like, I say this to people about that, because a lot of people have the LLC notion of get an LLC, whatever. But when you really understand that the LLC it is a liability part that, like, kind of protects you, if you will. But when it comes to, like, as you know, taxes and things like that, it's still running into your name. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
still coming to you. Like, you're the owner of that LLC. I
Right.
mean, I'm not gonna go too far in because I'm not a CPA or anything, but that, you know what I mean? That's what it is. So, I started this myself, but I said, when you start, I advise to just start, just to see if you even like it. Because some people get into things and they start it for a month, maybe a couple weeks, and they're like, I don't want this, and let me get out. But now, if you have an LLC, you got to dissolve the LLC, you got to pay the tax, you got to do all the, like, it's a breakdown of things you have to do to get out, right?
Ooh.
But if
Ooh.
you put it up yourself, once you come out, it's like, if I don't want to do this anymore, let me take my car off this platform.
Right.
You're
So
done.
you tested it out to see if it was something you actually wanted to do, if it was viable that you could actually do and sustain with your already active lifestyle. Because like you said, you're a mom, you're an entrepreneur, you're an investor. So I get it. I totally get it. So it looks like this can work in a big city, a small city. It can work on a big budget or a little budget. Now, when you transition everything over from the personal to the LLC, do you now have to get like a different type of insurance? Do you have to get a commercial type of insurance to do this?
Yeah, so you do have to get commercial insurance. There are insurances out there that's just specifically for rideshare, so which is not really expensive, that you can use, and it's specific to that. so they know that this is what you're doing. Because like some people are like iffy with like, oh well, my insurance, they won't let me do this with my cars or whatever the case may be, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But there are insurances out there that specifically are insures cars on rideshare because they know that um, once they're on these apps, they're covered. So you're not
Right.
gonna make a claim if it's on the app. You know what I mean? It's only covered for, you're only paying that insurance for when it's off the app and you're riding around to, do oil changes, maintenance, car washes, things like that. But other than that, you're not really using the vehicle yourself.
Okay. So we've seen a lot of issues with the car rental companies, right? The Hertz, the Avis Enterprises. They're having
Hmm.
problems with their cars because they stopped buying cars or they stopped maintaining their fleets during COVID. Has
Hmm.
that helped your business at all? And do you think that's going to change your business when they start to staff or restock their cars up again?
So no, it it well, yes, it absolutely helped my business a lot. Because for them, the cars, like you said, they got rid of a lot of their fleet because of COVID. They didn't know what was going on. So now the cars that used to be, $40, $30 to rent a day, now they're charging like $80 a day, $100 a day for the same
Mhm.
kind of vehicles, right? So it absolutely has helped my business a lot. Um, and I don't think that, well, I don't think that when they come back, that is going to be a situation of, you know, my business is going to be done. I don't believe that because, you know, this for this our business is like peer to peer, so like even though I'm not actually technically meeting them or seeing them or anything like that, I'm building rapport with them through text message. I'm building rapport with them. I talk to her on the phone, like some people I talk to on the phone, so building that rapport. And then they're like, I get renters that are like, excuse me, renters that are repeat renters. They come back because I have, clean, functional vehicles, and I have all the accessories that they need to drive a car to work their job, what they're doing. So I don't believe that when they come back, it'll be a situation because just like they have Hertz, Alamo, Dollar, like you have a bunch of car rental places. So it's not gonna hurt us. If anything, it's gonna help.
Gotcha. 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 Now, question: do you need the same qualifications to rent on a rideshare platform like you're using? Is it the same as when you rent a car because you need a credit card to do that? Is it the same kind of verification qualification?
So yeah, so on that side, yeah, they need you need a like a card on file with them, so that they can, if you want to extend, they can automatically extend, and things like that. And when you pay, they want to use that card for them to pay automatically. So yeah, you have to have like a good license, not expired, not suspended, things like that. But because it's on the platform, they do all that due diligence. So it's like once they get to you, they've been through that process.
But is it a credit card or is it a debit card? Because I know a lot of the car rental places only will use credit cards when renting the credit cards.
So they use credit and debit.
Oh, they use both. Okay. Okay.
The young
So,
lady, yeah, the young lady that rented for 4 months for me, she had an actual like Chime card. I don't
mm,
even know what that is. I guess it's a debit card. Like they have their own money on it, but it's more so like uh it's more so like a sorry. Um
hey, it's life. It's
it's
life.
it's a debit card that they put their cash on.
Okay. Okay. So it's like a prepaid debit card. Gotcha. 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 So listen,
Correct.
everybody. I know there are a lot of new people that just joined in. I'm Kamari Ellis. This is the Finance Rebel Show. Now, normally we are here on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and Saturdays at 12. But I've been trying to get Brandi for a couple of months now because she's super busy. And I finally nailed her down, right? Listen, persistency matters, folks. Or excuse me, persistence matters. Consistency matters, right? You got to keep going at it. So we finally got her here. She's dropping a lot of jewels, a whole lot of gems for a business and or a side hustle that it seems like just about anybody can get into. Now, I want to go back a little bit, right? You said you could spend anywhere from $3,000 on the car, right? You said there's some other things that you need to do to get it up and running, like a kill switch, all in, right? So let's say your car is like $2,000, all in. How much do you think you would have to spend after you buy the car, not including tax, tags, and title? But what else? What else do you have to spend on a car, just to kind of give everybody an idea of the total investment you have to put in?
Okay, no problem. So I'll go over. So let's say my car was $3,000. I purchased that. The kill switch is around the kill switch is $80 for the tracker. But you do have to get it installed because it is a hardwired.
Okay.
So you're going to pay a little amount of money on the front end. Now it could be different in different areas. Where I'm at, it's $100 to get done. So let's add that. And then the other thing that I do is I also do the Uber and Lyft inspection on my cars. So here it's I only have to get Uber. I don't have to get Lyft, but it works for both of them. But some places they have to get both. So mine is 35, but normally if you get both and you have to get both, it'll be like $55. So I'm gonna just add the 55 for that. Then the oil change, like I go get the oil change, of course, which is about $45. And I get a couple things in the car, like charger, stuff like that. So let's say around 50. Car wash. So car wash, let's say
Now,
20.
is it a full detail or just
Um,
a little car wash?
Now, if it's in bad condition, like the upholstery need to be done and all that other stuff, you're gonna probably want to get a full detail. Like right now, the car that just came back that was in an accident because she had it for 4 months. She didn't really clean it or anything like that. So I'm gonna get like a full detail. But when I put it out originally, I just got like a $20 car wash, like $20 or $10 car wash. Just wash the outside and vacuum the inside. And I pretty much did that myself. Um, I pretty much did that myself. So I would say $20. Um, is there anything? I have my list right here. Where's my list? And let me see, because I got my notes here too. I just want to make sure I don't want to leave nothing out.
But it sounds like
Um,
you can get all in, all in. It sounds like you could probably still get the car on the road, making money from anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000 all in.
yeah, depending on how much you pay for the car. Like I said, my cars, I look between 3 and 5,000.
Okay,
That's it. Like I try not to go over that right now because of the cars going up because we're competing with the enterprises and the Hertz trying to get vehicles or whatever. The cars are at high prices right now. I'm looking and you gotta really be looking and you can't go right at something the first time. So I'm staying with my guts on the price that I want to pay. You know what I
gotcha,
mean?
gotcha, gotcha.
Don't go out of your criteria. Do exactly what you plan to do. Um, but yeah, you can be all in about 3,000, 3,500 if you want to do cash. And also, if you're a person that you do, like, hey, I don't got no cash, but I got some credit. If you want to do that, take out the fine print on the credit, but you can take out that to use that to start your
Are
business.
you talking about like a buy here, pay here type situation?
Yeah, you could do a buy here, pay here situation, or you can do how they have the credit cards with they tell you, hey, you can get this money and write this check to yourself or whatever the case may be. You can do that as well. But that's like I said, that could be a little bit more for interest and things like that.
Gotcha, 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 gotcha. So listen, Brady, I don't want to keep you here all night, but I see we got the live audience is here. There are some questions here. So do you got a couple more
Mhm.
minutes for us?
No problem. I don't see
Okay.
them. I got time for you. I'm
All
looking. I
right.
don't see. Is it in the chat or something?
No. I'm gonna pull them up. Don't worry. I got you. I got you covered.
Oh,
So,
I
so
see
listen,
it.
So listen, everybody. You're watching the Finance Rebel Show. The Finance Rebel Show is usually here on Wednesdays at 8 and Saturdays at 12 noon. The whole purpose of the show is to talk about wealth, generating ideas so everybody can build their financial IQs. So do me a favor, share this out with a friend, 2 or 3, and come on in and ask your questions. And I know we got some already going here. So let's see. Let me get up here to the top. Give me 1 second, y'all. Again, I appreciate y'all bearing with us because we had some technical difficulties. This is actually our second go round at this, but the algos are trying to keep me down, but I ain't gonna let it happen. All right, so La Simone, I hope I'm saying your name right. Apologize if I'm not. So she says, I want to rent out my Jeep. I'm doing my research before I let someone else drive my baby. I hear it can be a good cash flow. Now, you just talked about that, right? You just talked about if you use your car, it can't be your baby, right?
You can't love it.
Why? Tell them why.
You can't love it because, like Kamari said earlier, my renter crashed my vehicle. You know what I mean? So if you love your vehicle, that will hurt you. Like, that will be like, oh my God. Or if it comes back and it's dirty or whatever may happen, of course you will be reimbursed for it. But if you love it, it'll hurt. It'll hurt. So if you're just like, hey, I'm not attached to this vehicle, you know what I mean? It's a good vehicle, whatever, but I'm not really attached to it. But I do need some cash and I don't want to go out and work a second job. This is the perfect the perfect opportunity for you.
Gotcha.
And Jeeps actually rent very well.
Okay. All right, Katisha says hello. All right, Betty says, are you in a big city? My concern is that living in a city that's not a major city, I might not be able to be profitable. I'm very interested though. So I kind of touched on that. Betty, where are you at? I'm interested. Throw it in the chat. But like I said, my client / friend is in like Augusta, Georgia. And Augusta, Georgia does not have a large population. And Brandi feels that it's a moneymaker. I'm not going to give out where Brandi is at. She already told y'all she's in New Jersey. I'm not going to tell y'all what part of Jersey because we got to keep our sister safe. But she's not in a major city either. Right? So, matter of fact, I don't think there's any. I guess Newark and Jersey City are major cities, but she's not there. There's not really any real major cities in New Jersey like that, though.
So think about this, Kamari, before you go to the next question. Before you go to the next question, let me just let Miss Betty know this. You don't have to be in a major city, right? Because when the car that was out for 4 months, the young lady lived in the city, right? But when she worked, she would go to the major city. She has a car now. She can go wherever she want to go. So when I would check the tracker, at times when there was different things going on, when I would check my tracker, she was always like in Philadelphia. She was in Camden. She was out in the bigger cities, the surrounding areas. She wasn't in our like little town. So don't think like, oh, I'm in a little city and it won't work here. You put it out there, and if it's towns and cities around you, these people will find places to go to make money. Just like Atlanta, you said your friend is in Augusta. That might be like a little small place, but whoever's driving his car might go to a part of Atlanta and just start picking people up from airports and things like that, and just stay stationary there until they get off work and now they come back home. You know what I mean? So they use those miles to go where they need to go to start working, stay in that area and work in that area for how many ever hours they work, and then they come back home. So you'll absolutely do it there.
Right. So you're talking more about the people who are doing Uber and Lyft and Grubhub and all the other stuff. I can't think of all the names right now, but okay.
Right.
All right. So on a journey for life, asks what insurance is needed. Well, we kind of covered that too, right? You said your personal insurance can be used, right, to start if you're using your personal vehicle. Right. However, if you have a commercial vehicle and it becomes a commercial vehicle when it's owned by a business, you then have to get commercial insurance, correct? Okay. And commercial insurance costs more, y'all. And I know there's a lot of memes floating around for everybody saying, hey, have your best start an LLC so you can own your car. A lot of people don't realize commercial insurance can be a lot more. A lot of people don't think about that. All right. Hey, Kim. How you doing? The Forbes. How you doing? Welcome. Jimmy from Bada Hood. How are you, sir?
Jimmy, what's going on?
All right. Kim says, where's a good place to look for or grab a nice car for this hustle?
We didn't talk about that, Kamari.
Okay. All right. So that's telling me to move on. Let me guess, that's part of your secrets.
No. I'm just saying we didn't go over that. I'm fine with telling. I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a question. Go ahead.
Yeah. So where I look for my vehicles is like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp. Also I look at when people, like when you're riding around and you see for sale by owners, the cars that you see for sale signs on, you can get those cars. Sometimes it'd be like, people that just, it's a good car, but they just, ready to go another route. Maybe the dealership don't want to give them what they're looking for, whatever it may be. But you can actually get those. But my favorite is Facebook Marketplace. I find most of my cars there. I only got one car on Craigslist, but the rest I got on Facebook Marketplace.
Now, do you have to go far out, like miles and miles out, or are they like in a relatively close distance to you?
They're relatively close. Like I said, I'm in New Jersey, so I can go Philly and see a car. Right. But mostly my cars were all bought here in New Jersey. So you can find cars in your area.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right. Do you have one insurance policy for all cars? Well, we kind of talked about that already.
Yes, I do.
All right. Hey, Miss Edith, how you doing? I don't know how you missed the beginning. I sent it out to the text community. By the way, if you are not in the text community, get into the text community. The phone number is 215-974-0058. The text community gets a lot of special stuff. That's all I'm going to say. So you got to be cool with me to get in there, right? Plus, the other thing, I'm going to be totally honest and totally transparent. I really don't like the idea of being able to only connect with you folks when I log on to my Facebooks, my YouTubes, my Instagram. Because guess what? I don't own none of that stuff. So, I'm here several nights a week. We're developing rapport, developing a relationship. I want to be able to get to you when I can get to you when I need to. Likewise. All right, so we got some more questions here. Do you have a contract in place? Ms. Pauline, what do you mean by contract in place? Well, are you talking about the insurance or are you talking about something else? Give us a little bit more. You know what she's talking about? You got it?
I don't, but I was just gonna tell her if she's talking about through with me and the renter, if that's what you're talking about, the contract is through the platform. So the renter will go out for my car. Once I approve them, a contract comes to me, and a contract comes to me to say, hey, this is the person that's renting from you. This is the amount, the price point that they're going to be renting for, and they have all the small verbiage in there. Yeah. But you do have a contract, yes.
Got you.
If that's
so please read the fine print, folks, on everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, as any contracts to renters, goes through the platform. What is the name of this app? I know there's several apps though, right?
So the one that I use particularly is hyrecar. But there are several apps. You got hyrecar, Turo, Get Around, Avail, Fetch Truck. There's a bunch of them, but I use hyrecar because they're more long term. I like the long term.
Gotcha. All right, so La Shimon said, Kim, I'm thinking an auction. So I guess an auction could be a place, but you got to wait till the auction actually runs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Miss Edith asked, what state is she in? Where does she buy her cars? All right, well, we just answered both of those. She's in New Jersey, and she gets them from everywhere, from Craigslist to Facebook Marketplace. All right, hey, Felicia, how you doing? How much can you earn a month? So I just did the math at $25 a day, right? Low in figures. That's roughly $750 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she told y'all she's spending $2,000 to $5,000 on the car, two to $5,000 on a car. So just think about what the break even value of that is, how long it would take. It's not that long. And if you have a car, you can keep it on the road more than a couple of months. So that asset begins to start paying back money fold probably after 6 or 7 months, if not sooner. Because then I guess that's going to matter on,
Mhm.
again, the rates, oil changes, and all the other maintenance that goes along with it. All right, what's the name of the app? All right, we got that. Where do you look for the cars? All right, Turo is only one of the apps. There's really, really more. There's a lot more.
I don't use Turo, just FYI.
Right. Turo is one of the car rental apps, but that's not the one Brandi uses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
New
Miss
York
Edith said.
Doesn't. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Brandi.
No, I was just because I saw her question and said, okay, New York doesn't work with Turo. It doesn't work with Turo, but you can still have a rental car if you can get registered in New Jersey, because I know New York and New Jersey are kind of close, if you will. So if you can get registered in New Jersey, then there you are. Don't let anything stop you from getting into the business. Figure it out. Everything's figure outable.
Absolutely. All right, we got to that. Everybody wants to know what about the cars. All right, does your commercial insurance go up when they crash the car? Well, Brandi, go ahead. This is about you.
So no, because it's not under my insurance. Whenever somebody if you personally would crash a car or get into an accident, is go through your personal insurance and is getting under you. But because it's insured under the app, there's no liability on me. So it doesn't come to me in any way.
So there's no claim going on Brandi's actual insurance.
No, they don't even touch my insurance. I just have insurance personally because I have to have insurance in my state. You have to have, you got a car registered, it has to be insured, right? So
Right.
that's why I have insurance on my vehicles. But when it's on the app, if anything happens on the app, with my renter, that's through the app. They do all the claims and everything like that. So I'm not personally liable for any of that.
Gotcha. All right. So guess I better get connected to the text community. Yes, absolutely. You should get connected to the text community. That's where we keep it live and popping. Again, it's 215-974-0058. Again, 215-974-0058. Let's see what else we got here. What else do we have here? All right, Mr. I came right over. Oh well, guess I ain't special. You are special. You in the community. Stop it. All right, please share a bad story with car and consumer. We did that, Miss Edith. Brandi, one of her renters crashed her car. Literally crashed her car.
And I posted it. I showed it all, and I did a video and everything. I didn't want to sugarcoat it. It wasn't a good situation.
And so again, me and Brandi have been rocking for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been actually trying to get her on to talk about her son's vending business, but again, Brandi's busy. But reason why I want to keep teasing you, but the reason why I wanted to get Brandi on is because Brandi keeps it funky, right? If y'all been rocking with me for a long time, I like folks to keep it funky. I don't like people that throw on airs. I don't like people who just do it for the gram. Actually, they make me sick. They nauseate me because essentially they're lying or they're trying to put on this big show to make themselves seem more grandiose than what they are. Now, listen, if you are big time like that, cool. All right. But a lot of folks aren't. And I know that for a fact because I be seeing people's records.
Right.
So that's all I got to say about that one. All right. Brandi, where do you park your cars?
At my renter's house.
Well, let's say you got a dry spell, right?
If I have them.
If you got them all, are they in your driveway?
Right.
Are they at the mall? Are they at Bay's house? Like, where are they at? Where the money reside?
They on They're on the city street where I pay my taxes.
That's right.
So I tell people this, like, hey, just park it on the street. Like, if you have a time where cars are sitting around, like I know I have times where, like, when I'm first buying a vehicle, and it does take me a couple weeks to get it on. And that's another thing. That's why for me, I don't want to I didn't want to get into the big, debt of it, because I wanted to actually, make sure that I was doing this the correct way. And a lot of times when you have that car note that's coming in a couple weeks, you're trying to push this thing out as fast as you can, and you don't care who takes it, right? But as I said in the beginning, I once I get my car, I check over it, I get oil changes, I do, I have to get my title transfer. There's a couple of things that need to be done. My tracker needs to come in, so I have my car for a week or so before everything's pretty much done, and then I drive it myself. Like, I'll drive it to work, every day. I'll drive it around as much as I can, just to make sure that I don't hear anything extra or anything like that, and then I put it out. But yeah, when if the cars are here, like if they're with me, they're parked on the street.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's see
And
how can
don't
we get
think about that. Getting in this business, don't think about where I'm gonna park these cars. You think about what value you could put in that car so that it's gone.
Gotcha.
You hear me?
Gotcha. So how do you keep it busy? I got you.
Hmm.
Uh yeah, so yeah, it's like a rental car agency. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey Angela, how you doing? Recap, I'll give you a short one because Brandy's already been on here for about an hour. So basically, Brandy has started her own rent a car agency, as Pauline said, right? And she is here giving up the game, giving us the jewels and the gems, the tips and the techniques, all the strategies on how we can all do it too. I mean, I might have to become one of Brandy's mentees as well, because now I think she kind of got me sold. I gotta find a couple grand though first. So Brandy's IG is networking with Brandy. Miss Edith, if you go under, we're definitely friends on IG. I'm sure she's in my followers and
Hmm.
I'm in hers. So that's one, but it's networking with Brandy. And
Absolutely.
Brandy is Brandi. All right. So, all right. So Kim says, thank you, Brandy. Sorry if I spelled it wrong. Now I'm behind, about to venture out and actually get a car because my bicycle ain't working. Hey, keep riding that bike, stay in shape, and put the car out to work. Put it on the stroll. Put your car on the stroll.
Man,
All right, who do you use?
hey,
All right, we answered that already. Yes, Brandy does have an awesome laugh. All right, someone in Philly purchased, I believe, 4 cars, and she says she's going to purchase property and park for two. Yeah, I have a feeling I know you're talking about. Yep. Well, cars that we don't own yet because there's a note. Is there any restriction? So if somebody has a car note on their car, is there any restriction, right? If the car is still being financed, do you have to worry about any special financing or anything like that?
so yeah, you if the car has a note, you still can put it on the app. But what I would just suggest is just look in your fine print of your car note to make sure that it doesn't say that you can't rent it. So some uh, financiers, if you will, lenders, they will put in fine print that the car can't be rented out for like rentals and things like that. So you want to look in the fine print to make sure it doesn't say that, so that you're not like breaking any rules or anything like that. But you absolutely can put a vehicle on the platform if you're financing it.
Okay. Okay. Right. Don't worry about parking. Don't worry about parking. Yep. So it's networking with
With an
Brandy.
I,
Brandy with an I.
is network is
Oh,
network
network.
with Brandy with the I. Hmm.
Sorry. Sorry.
That's okay.
All right. So Brandy, you've dropped all this game,
Hmm.
and I know you have an ebook and a mentorship program and some other things
Hmm.
coming. So, what would you like the people to know, and where can they reach you at?
So they can reach me on my Instagram. So if you're on this show and you want to reach out to me or connect with me, you can reach out to me on Instagram. Just let me know that you found me through Kamari, through the Finance Rebel show. You watched the show. Tell me if you liked it, if it was good to you or whatever. And I'll connect with you. And we can go from there.
All right, and also, Brandi, I just put the link to your ebook in the chat so everybody can go there and download it as well. So, Brandi has 5 steps to start making money in the car rental industry. Again, 5 steps to making money in the car rental industry. I'm actually about to download it myself.
And that's free.
And that's free. So, Brandi came here, gave y'all a bunch of gems. And she's got some more information for you all to check out. Again, so make sure y'all download that, check it out. And listen, y'all, let's get busy. Y'all know the whole purpose of the show is to raise your financial IQs. That includes money-making opportunities as well. Now, I don't put everybody on here and every money opportunity up here because some of them are actual frauds. And so I try to stay clear of a lot of those. Brandi, don't laugh. You know it's true. Listen.
Hey, this your show. You can do what you want.
Listen, my grandma used to tell me, tell the truth and shame the devil. So I try to. That's right. All right. So listen, y'all. The link is in the chat. Go on over and download again. 5 steps to start making money in the car rental industry as well. And if you're if you're listening to this on the podcast, I just want to give you, I'll put the link will be in the podcast description so you can download this as well. So, Brandi, I appreciate you. Will you come back? Will you come back soon? Or do I have to track you down again like forever and ever, ever and ever?
No, you don't have to track me down forever and ever. I'm not. I'll come back soon. For you and your audience. I actually, like you said, I actually put that 5 steps to getting in the rental car industry. And I just feel as though for me, if you go through those 5 steps, you can start doing it right away, and not need any help. You can kind of walk through it yourself, right? But I'm putting out like a video course that you guys can actually go through it, and I'll go through every step with you. If that's, some people need their handheld, and that's fine. And I'll, go through it because, like I said, I've been going through it. So I'm giving you the good, the bad, the ugly. And I'll give Kamari that link as well once it's up. It's about to go up for pre-order.
Okay. All right. So we want to talk about it some more as we all go through it. But Brandi, listen, I truly, truly, truly humbly appreciate you, right? You've always been a good sister to me. You've always showed me love, and I really appreciate you coming today and talking to my audience and just sharing this great opportunity here, because I really do think this is a great opportunity. There's a lot of people that can't get cars because they don't have credit cards, or they can't rent cars because they don't have credit cards. Through a lot of these platforms, you can use your debit card, you can use a prepaid card, and you can use a debit card. So at least these options open up to more people. And the more people you have, the more money-making opportunities you'll have as well. So again, I thank you, Brandi. Thank you so much. And I appreciate everyone being here. And listen, tune in because we'll be back Saturday at noon with the Wealthy Conversation of the Week. So thank you, everybody. Everybody have a great night. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me.